Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over Canada and some world predictions for the month of December 2025. I threw in Canada because somebody asked me to look into Alberta, and I remote viewed briefly. I have the notes here and I'm going to go into that. So we'll be looking down. This is a rough draft, by the way. I may or may not keep this because I can't edit this video out at all because I'm using a whole complete setup, different setup. So bear with me. Oh, disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only, because YouTube said so. I didn't, but okay. Okay, so for my Alberta prediction, this is located in Canada. I feel like you guys are entering, or you already have entered a transition period, which would have started August, September of 2024, so you've been in it for a while. There is a political element to this at the end of the day. It is a political shift, and I see Alberta pulling away from another region, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce it right, so I'm going to refer to it as OT, but it's actually OTTAWA. So I see Alberta trying to pull away from this region and go more independent. Now, somebody said that in my comment section. Well, you're exactly right. That's what's going on. There's a pull. It's like tug of war. And slowly Alberta is winning. Okay, they're winning, but it's just going to it's taking time. And I also believe there's going to be a divide as well. I have that down, a divide between Alberta's leadership and OTTAWA. So it feels more like, in my opinion, like an independence movement. There's no ill will, really. I mean, there's a little bit of ill will, but at the end of the day, when all this is said and done, it feels to be a smoother transition. It's not done out of hate. It's done because Alberta wants to go more independent. They don't want to be like separate. You guys don't want to be completely separate from OT, but you're looking at wanting to be a little more independent as well. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know if it's because of the government. I'm not sure. So when we get into 2026, 2027, Alberta will become the center of national power struggle. I was seeing that. Alberta they want the independence. Again, but they don't want separation from OT. But they definitely are seeking independence. And they are going to push for autonomy as well. So again, it's semi-independent. Let me read something down here. Semi-independent, yeah. Now, as I'm sitting here and I'm actually going over the transcripts from the RV session, I'm sitting here. I'm also getting something out of the corner of my. I'm seeing something with the western portion of Canada. West. Why am I thinking one of my YouTube friends who does true crime, lives in the West? Okay, I don't know. I'm just seeing their face in mind, so I don't know what part of Canada they're in. But West Canada, there's something with freezing, ice. It's not an ice storm, it feels to be a severe frost. Around the end of December 2025, but it's going to be, I mean, I know you guys are used to the cold, but this is going to be more significant. And I feel like it affects the crops. I don't know why I'm getting that, the crops. Do you guys, this is going to sound stupid, tobacco. And corn, I'm saying something with corn. It looks like corn, but I'm also hearing it and I'm seeing the green leaves. It reminds me of tobacco, to be honest. So I don't know if that's what this is, but it's going to affect the crops in that area. Okay, I don't want to like keep talking about it, but that's what I keep seeing. All right. Another thing I was getting for 2026, especially the middle part of 2026, is you guys are going to experience large waves of residents. This could be more into late 2026, 2027, actually. There's a large wave of residents from other areas up there, and it feels to be due to the cost of living. Province. Hold on. Okay. So other people in the region surrounding Alberta are going to be moving into Alberta because of the price, the cost of living in those outer regions or even higher than Alberta. Okay. Let me know in the comment section. I don't know why I was getting Keir Starmer. I don't even want to talk about this guy anymore right now, Keir, because, well, I'm going to talk about him maybe in a few days in regards to Keir Starmer, but I don't want to end up like Candace Owens, you know, with the Macrons, so I got to be careful. But, okay, ADHD. Alberta's leadership change. That's what I was thinking of Keir with, because I'm seeing it here as well. Keir, shit. Give me a second. Okay. Is Keir Starmer, is he connected to Carney? Or is he connected to someone in politics in Alberta? Let me know, please, because this guy pops up everywhere in my readings. No matter what the hell I'm doing, he haunts me, this guy, Starmer. Huh. Okay. Again, let's try it. Alberta's leadership change. It may not be an actual resignation, but it feels to be a shakeup in, I guess it's the cabinet you guys have there, but it's almost like a forced structure. Like a forced structure or a reshuffling. And I have, actually, you know what? I have down here, for some reason, I have down late 2025 into 2026 for that. So everything is sporadic in my notes because it's remote viewing. It's hard to get everything aligned here. Sorry. So that's happening soon. You'll let me know. I'm not sure. I keep getting Starmer. I'm not obsessed with him. I swear to God, I'm not. He will not leave my energy field. I'm going to sage and clean my aura. It's not good. He keeps coming in. Oil, gas prices are going to go up. Now, this is why I want to talk about the Middle East, because I'm seeing this everywhere. The oil, gas prices are going to go up due to a world geopolitical event that pushes the prices to go up. And it's not just in this area of Canada. It's going to be throughout the United States, other countries, in Europe as well. I think it's due to some type of something that's going to happen soon. All right. The job markets will expand in Alberta. I was seeing that, especially I'm seeing something with export. Home goods or something. I see a huge warehouse when I say that, like something really big is going to bring in like a lot of jobs, good paying jobs. Just let me know. We'll get into late 2026, 27. I do see a very strong ICE event. Now, I did remote view this and see this part. This is separate from 2025, what I just mentioned. This is something I see. It's going to be very strong. It's going to be very, very strong. It's going to be like December or early January of 2027 is when I saw this. Western Canada again. Could actually reinforce Alberta's energy dominance. So I don't know what's going on with West Canada, but you're going to see early signs of this, like premonition. You're being prepared for what's to come next year. So if you are in the west portion of Canada, there's going to be some issues with crops, but that is only the tip of the iceberg for what's to come a year later. So I think this is just preparing you ahead of time. So the next thing I want to talk about is from 2026 into 2028. Fractured government. This is not just Alberta. Fractured government covers all of Canada as a whole, is what I was getting there. Don't hold me to this. 3 regions, 3 provinces openly will rebel against the federal decisions, and I see them pushing for reform. Isn't that weird? Pushing for reform. And when I was getting reform, I wrote down red, so I was seeing the color red with that. Now I'm hearing Nigel Farage. Not that he's not connected to this, but it's symbolic. Nigel Farage. Huh. So Canada as a whole is not going to break apart. It's not going to shatter, but you are going to see regional blocks form from this. Regional blocks form. I should have went over this before this is a rough draft. I may not even upload it. And the region, Alberta, is going to become the most influential of those blocks. I don't know who the other two are. I honestly was not shown that, but Alberta will be the top, will be the leader of the other two. Phew, yeah. I should have went over my notes, guys, prior. That's why I said this is a test run draft. New equipment, notes, and here we go. All right, let me see what else I want to talk about really quick. Okay. United States, we're going to get into some December 2025 world predictions. Again, it's not factual. It's just what I was showing. Now, this is not remote viewing. This is just like intuitive feelings. United States. Protesting on the East Coast. I was getting Philly all the way down into Maryland. It doesn't feel to be, I mean, it could be something to do with immigration, but it feels more to be about an energy crisis. I was like, what the hell? International scandal, something like that. I'm not sure why, but I was getting protesting. Also, economic-wise, sudden market drop, it's going to be like a ping pong, and the ball goes right back up. So it's going to be short and temporary, the decline in the economy, but it's going to come right back up. But it's still going to cause some damage for those who have stocks. That's what I was saying there. All right. United Kingdom. All about the revelation window. Now, I actually was looking at a calendar here. I wish I had my... it's okay. I'm just going to pull up my calendar. December 3rd through the 10th is what I have. It's like a 7-day window. But this could be any time in December. Let me be honest. Hidden scandal exposed. I know, UK, you're like, Dark Rose, you say that all the time. And I know other readers probably are too. But the hidden scandal exposed, this feels to be connected to a United Kingdom, well, a UK politician that covers 4 regions, right? This is a man tied to finance or foreign affairs, faces exposure. Now, you guys remember I talked about this. I spoke on a foreign elite over in Europe. Felt to be north or northwest part of Europe. Could be Belgium. It could be anywhere in that area that was going to fall due to a huge scandal. It felt to be around banking. It could be around courts, money ties, foreign affairs, offshore accounts. So I don't think that this is it. This feels to be somebody separate that's not as big as the one that's coming here soon. I have an idea, but I don't want to speak on it yet. Sometimes things are better left unsaid. I have an idea, though. But this is about offshore dealings, and I get this guy in the UK. And no, I don't think it's Keir Starmer. No, I don't think so. This is somebody else. Or it could be. It could be. I'm just saying it could be, but I'm just going to leave it there. UK politician, and that's all I got off that. I was also seeing strikes, public unrest over in the UK, but I was seeing something with London as well. I see many people. Oh, God, I see this right before Christmas. Oh, I got goosebumps. I have goosebumps. Right around Christmas or right before Christmas. Right before Christmas, I see people just in the streets of London. Why am I seeing this? London. It's not peaceful, but it's not like what we see in France. I'm not seeing fire torches being thrown. But I see people coming out together. Public unrest here. Also, I'm seeing something with worker strikes or transportation halts. And I'm getting that between the 9th and the 13th of December. Well, I don't know if it's all connected or not. I don't have the answer to that. Well, I get dizzy. Oh, it's going to be so many people. All right. So then we're going to move on to France. Intense internal pressure. I saw that for France. Paris, I see fire, like there's so much fire energy. I just mentioned that about the fire torches being thrown. I'm seeing throwing like, the bottles, and they have gasoline inside of them, and there's like paper, and they light them and they throw them. That's what I'm seeing. A lot of that's going to happen in December of 2025. This is going to be triggered by legislation, immigration as well. There could also be a foiled attempt on Macron, on his life. Somebody asked me about Candace Owens. Do I think that Macron and his wife put out a hit on Candace Owens? Well, she feels that way, I guess. I'm not going to validate or invalidate her feelings. But as a reader, I say no. He's more worried about himself. Yeah, I mean, I know him and his wife have court coming up, like a lawsuit or something against Candace, claiming that Bridget is a man, but no comment. But I'm saying he's more concerned about himself being assassinated, his own government. He's not worried about putting a hit out on Candace Owens. So no, I don't think he's doing that. There's going to be a sharp break that's going to form in the French government. There could be someone who resigns. Okay, somebody prominent. We already know 2 people have so far this year, right? Have like dropped underneath Macron in his cabinet. It could be another person. Another thing I was getting was 2 seniors, 2 older figures that have been in the government in his party for some time. They're going to be at odds. So we may learn of 2 senior officials, political figures in France who are going to be at odds, and you're going to hear about it in the public. That's going to be interesting, isn't it? Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is Germany. Germany, dark finance revelation. Okay, dark finance. It's because they're sending their money over to Ukraine. I'm sorry, not sorry, truth hurts. But they've dug a hole. There's going to be a financial scandal, and I have a date. Between December 6th through the 19th. But don't hold me to it. It could be just a whole month of December. There's going to be a financial scandal coming out of Germany. Banking. Could the elite live in Germany? I don't think so. NATO funding leak emerges in Germany in December. Connected to banking. Jeez. And the more Europe pushes to take the Russian $300 billion assets, the more people are going to be called out. And you're not going to see Russia make a firm, decisive decision on this war until they know their assets aren't going to be taken. I'm going to tell you what, I wouldn't take those assets. Well, it is illegal because the war is a proxy war, in my opinion, but there's going to be a lot of court involved. I don't know why I'm bringing this up as I'm talking about Germany. Okay. Also, I'm getting a cyber attack attempt for Germany. It feels to be a cyber breach. It is stopped. I feel like it's stopped in time, and I was getting Berlin. I have Berlin down. So, cyber breach. We may hear of it, but it feels to be caught in the nick of time. I need to get a sip of coffee, guys. Okay. Russia. I'm seeing people just sit up like this in Russia. Very assertive. Just backbone is just up. Chest out. It is assertive energy. Strategic military move. And I have December 15th through the 31st. Strategic military move. Could be any time in December. It's not war aggression, is what I have done. It's not war aggression. But I feel like Russia's going to make a geopolitical announcement. This could be something to do with the Arctic, nuclear, or even a new alliance. And new alliance. I've always wondered about the Hungarian country Orban. I've always wondered about that, but Erdogan, the leader of Turkey, he's too wishy-washy for me, but I would say it could be Cyprus, or I don't think it would be Hungary, but it could be somewhere like in or around Cyprus, that area. I don't know. There could be a new alliance there. And of course, if you live in Siberia, there's going to be a really bad cold wave that's going to hit there as well. Ukraine, internal fracture, and I have down between December 5th through the 9th. This is going to have something to do with, I feel like it's connected to Trump wanting to make a peace deal with Putin and Ukraine, and I feel like the Ukrainian regime is going to say no, they don't want it, when they really should be taking it, just to save lives. I'm not saying I agree with it, but to save lives, I think it needs to be done. I don't know, we'll see. But there's going to be like some type of internal fracture there. And then, of course, I had down a couple of people that are going to be fired, or even resignations in Zelensky's administration. The top guy, who is right under Zelensky, he's always on the news. He's always with Zelensky. That guy may actually step down or resign. And I feel like Zelensky is things are just going to get worse for him. Sadly, they just are. I feel like he was misled. I don't hold him responsible for everything. Some things I do, like the money laundering part, he knew better. He's an actor, right? He knew better. He knew how to cover that up. But as far as like what happened to him, is Ukraine being a shield for the West, it's sad. I don't hold him responsible for all of that. And we want lives to be saved on both sides. Yeah. I'm also getting something with Western relations strains. France, Germany becomes obvious. So why do I have that down there? Germany supports Ukraine, and so does France, but I'm seeing them starting to kind of pull back, especially France, just a little bit. Because Macron, I told you, he's worried about infrastructure in his own country, what's going on within his own cabinet. And the protesting and the unhappiness of the people. And he's concerned for his own safety. If I were Macron, I'd be very cautious, is the word I want to use. All right, I'm going to pause this for a second. I had to get some water, guys. Sorry. All right, here we go. This is what I want to talk about. Out of all the predictions for December, this is the one that's feels the most prominent that would affect worldwide. And this is the Middle East, extremely active. And I was getting between December 4th through the 18th, that time frame. But again, anytime in December. I'm getting this major explosion over there. And it's not connected to Gaza. It's not in Israel, because I wanted to look at that. The map pulled me into oil. Think of oil refineries, okay? Think of that. So it's not political, so it could be industrial or energy related. Fire and pressure metal refinery or pipeline. Again, the Middle East. Storage tanks. Storage. Doesn't feel, well, I mean, I know that Trump just met with the leader of Saudi Arabia, Mr. Mohammed. This could be man-made on oil prices is what I have here. This is going to be an explosion. It could take place anywhere from the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, just in that whole region over there. Feels to be more connected to Saudi Arabia, or the bordering countries there. It's going to be a huge explosion. It's going to, I just see black smoke. I see oil. Just when oil burns, it burns black. It's bad. But it's going to be a lot of it. And there's going to have to be a recovery process in this region as well. It's not going to affect just money, ripple effect oil prices. It's going to affect whatever's around it. I could be wrong on the dates and the time frame. I could be wrong, but I'm not changing my mind on this because I was getting it. So it's not December, maybe it could be January, but this is something that I feel is going to happen sooner than later. And I feel like it's going to bring out diplomatic tensions, and it's going to be between Saudi Arabia, and I have Qatar. And And I also feel like it's going to bring out diplomatic tensions. They're going to emerge between Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE. And so these three places I just named off could be where this explosion takes place. Oh, Yemen. Yemen. I'm hearing Yemen. Actually, I'm hearing that. Yemen. Yemen have oil. I didn't see that when I wrote this down a week ago, but I'm hearing Yemen. Yemen is involved over money. So there's a loss of oil in this explosion. There's a huge loss. I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but I'm hearing it, so I'm going to say it. Then we have Israel-Gaza shift. So this is something a little bit separate. In the Israel-Gaza shift, which is a joke, I'm sorry. Another proxy at the cost of the Gaza people. Just is pray they never build a golf course over there, because if you take your families to that golf course and you dip your toes in the sand and play and let your kids play in it, curse for life. And I know other people have said that, and I'm saying it too. Not good. But there's a breakthrough, another ceasefire, or actually it's a hostage. I thought they let all the hostages go. Didn't Hamas let all the surviving hostages from Israel go like a month ago? But that's what I was getting, another breakthrough of letting people free. I'm seeing it on both sides. So, and then I have this down. This is quite interesting. And this is why I call this video a rough draft, because I didn't go over my notes again. Riyadh is spelled Riyadh. Then I have Jeddah, spelled Jeddah, and Dominion starts with a DAM. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the Africa coup. There's going to be something with that. I know there's things going on over there now, and I don't know what region of Africa, but there feels to be something. It's going to escalate, whatever it is. And I have down December 10th through the 23rd. I have West Africa instability, and the areas I have here are Mali and Burkina. And overall, I'm getting these Faso energies. It's like a coup that shows up, and it's really weird. I see a military leader who is going to try to consolidate power there. I have down Mali and Burkina, West Africa. Don't know. I really don't know sometimes when I get these things. Also, I'm seeing heavy flooding, major storm. This is Eastern Africa. Kenya, Tanzania region. So it's going to be the Tanzania region flooding. And then, of course, we talked about the male elite in my prior videos. I said it could be North Europe or Northwest. And underneath I have possibly Sweden as well as a place of interest. Doesn't mean he's from there, but he may frequent there. This politician or this elite. He feels more to be connected to elite. Misconduct, scandals, money, connected to a royal circus. Now, is there a royal family over in Sweden? I think there is. Now, I'm not saying anyone in Sweden, as far as like in the royal community, is connected to this, but this man may be connected to the Swedish peoples over there. I don't know. All right, guys. Next thing I want to go into is Asia briefly. I see two powerful nature events between December 14th through the 20th. Could be an earthquake, and I have down Japan and or Taiwan Straits. So the Taiwan Straits, earthquake, Japan or Taiwan Straits. I'll get an earthquake, yeah. China, Beijing makes a sudden announcement involving foreign business restrictions, technology control, and it puts a partnership eastward, which would probably be Russia or even with Korea. But they take them as partners instead of the West. It's almost like, haha, you put all these tariffs on us and we have this new thing coming out. It feels to be connected to AI and military chips. I have that down. But instead of going westward with their project intervention, they're going eastward. So I think it's going to benefit Russia probably. And have technology down there. And I think Trump is going to get pissed about this because I have tense reaction, and that's going to be Trump because he's all about money making. So there's going to be a issue between the United States and China because this new trade, this new business is going to it's going to impact the United States companies, like AI tech. Yeah, I was thinking, I wrote that down, something with AI tech, restriction bans, things like that. And this will make the headlines. It will be sometime in December, I have it down. It's going to affect big corporations here in the United States. So it could be a contract that runs out and then China reinstates it somewhere else, but they're adding new product in this that's going to benefit. You know, and China could restrict the United States intelligence. AI chips could be something you would use in the United States intelligence. Oh, absolutely, right? But it's going to affect corporate access, causing diplomatic flare-ups. So there's going to be issues between China and the United States. I could just say that. Major tech, AI chips, military tech. Okay. Global weather, natural events. I see a nasty, even a record-breaking, oh gosh, storm. South China Sea region. Okay, it's almost like, I don't know why this feels karmic. Okay, so China's getting ready to do this new deal and scrape out the West, and then the South China is going to get this huge storm. But just because I say South China Sea region doesn't mean it's going to hit China. I have the Philippines now. Yeah, I have the Philippines. So anywhere in that region, there's going to be a really bad storm. Cyclone. I feel like it's a cyclone from a previous storm that reawakens. How about that? Hey, I'm coming back. I'm not finished. Late season. I don't know. I have it down. I'm not really getting a strong... Well, I feel like this could happen, but I'm not really seeing it in my third eye as I'm talking about it. Like, it's not as prominent as the Middle East explosion. So this may or may not. It could come off the timeline. And then Northern Europe and Russia, brutal temperatures drop. Like Norway, Sweden, Finland. It's going to be cold. Even here in the United States up north, you guys are going to it's going to be really cold, especially in January, February. It's going to be much colder than normal in those areas as well. So, yeah. All right, guys, that's what I have. I'm going to end this video. But if you are new to my channel, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe if you would. Leave a comment if you have any questions about the video. And I may or may not upload this, but I think I might upload it because I've already put out 45 minutes worth of work. So, anyways, oh, and to my new subscribers, I appreciate you so much, and to my day ones, I love you. Yeah, if you have not subscribed, please do so because it helps me out so much. It does. And I want to see the channel do decent. You know, that's all I could ask for. All right, guys.